going on? It is your favorite cake lady, MrsiCandi. I am here with another show. What's up, everybody that's watching from YouTube? I see my YouTube numbers. Good job. Okay, yeah, I'm starting to send the link to the YouTube people because my Facebook folks be there. So, what are YouTube people at? But welcome to another episode of If You Like It, I Love It, the hot topic segment of our show. We're doing pop segments of the week, everything that has been trending, that has stood out to us. And that is every Friday at 7 p.m. It is me and my wonderful, beautiful co-host, Miss Karma. What's good, Karma? Where you at, girl?
What's going on?
How are you?
Girl, I had to get one of my tooth extracted this morning. So I've been on Tylenol and ibuprofen all day just so we can do this today.
That is
So,
dedication. Listen, you see, I have shifted. Normally, I'm in the dining room. I am on the couch because I got cramps. I got a heating pad. I love y'all too, okay?
We're on the couch. We're in the living room. Great minds think alike. Look, I done tilted the lamp on accident. I couldn't even fix it today. That's just where we are.
This is called dedication. We are dedicated to y'all, okay? Seriously, we both in pain, sitting here like, hey, y'all.
Hey, everybody.
How y'all doing?
Hey, we here.
We here. And the topics are kind of brief. I think the last one is going to have us talking a little bit, but we might get y'all out of here in an hour. It is Friday. So we ain't trying to hold y'all. We just want to talk with y'all a little bit. You know what I mean? Get y'all weekend started. Make sure y'all been doing good. So we start with a praise report. Karma, give me some good news for the week.
My good news is that Candy Yams had responded to me on YouTube. That's been my high all week because I'm telling y'all that Candy is manifesting me in her life as we speak. Candy's coming for me. There's just no way she should have saw my little comment with 3 little punk likes with 1,000 comments. She's manifesting my energy, and I'm here. I'm here for Candy Yams.
You said the first time.
That's gonna do it for me because it's gonna happen again when I go ahead and live tweet. Mm-hmm. She gonna like something again, and if you do it 3 times, we go together real bad.
Real bad. Real bad.
So 3 times she gonna start letting people know because then they gonna start watching us. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And you know what? You inspired me to really operate on my Twitter a little bit more. Cause I did live tweet when I was in the wrestling. I live tweeted for wrestling all the time. I don't know why. I just felt like I would find my wrestling people on Twitter versus anywhere else at the time. And they would be retweeting. I'd be talking to people like, yeah. So I was like, you know what? I should at least live tweet when I watch the shows. You know what I mean? Just so I can be more.
You should. I especially love the Marriage Huntsville. Like, it's a smaller community, so you get more views with, Raw, whatever, everybody tweeting about that hashtag, but it's cool. I definitely say go back out there and tweet more.
Yeah, I definitely got to do it. I mean, I was working on the Instagram, that's new to me, so I'm too busy trying to figure out Instagram and learn, the algorithms and how to get Instagram. But yeah, I definitely need to get back to my Twitter. I've been neglecting my Twitter, so I'm sorry. But Karma was like, yeah, I can't. I was like, you know what? I don't be on Twitter. I could be retweeting your stuff, Karma.
I be everywhere, but I don't know how to work nothing. That's the funny part. Like, I'm on YouTube, but if it wasn't for StreamYard, I wouldn't know how to upload. Yeah. I'm on Instagram, but I don't really post consistently. I'm on a TikTok. So I'm like everywhere but nowhere.
Okay, got you. We're going to work on it. We're going to get better. Watch. You just watch, y'all. We coming. So my praise report is just I went to go with my kids to see The Little Mermaid, y'all. I did go and see it. And I thoroughly enjoyed the movie, guys. Like, I was telling Karma, I was not a Little Mermaid fan. Like, it was cool. It wasn't like I didn't like it. But it was cool. It came out in like 89, so I was too young, like to care when it came out. But I saw it, like I had on VHS when I got a little older, and I watched it, and it was cool. I liked it.
It was cute, but she wasn't that girl.
But yeah, she wasn't that girl. I didn't, and it was funny too because I guess out of all the princesses before we got Tiana, I like Cinderella. I think the reason I like Cinderella is because eventually they made a black one with Brandy, and I was like, that's my Cinderella. but Little Mermaid wasn't it for me. Like, she just wasn't. I liked Aladdin, so I like Jasmine, and I like, Lion King. I don't know. She was probably my least favorite. But after watching it, I was like, yo, like, when they say representation is a real thing, it really is. Because I couldn't relate to the mermaid. I didn't care. I was like, that's, it's a story, whatever. Mermaids aren't real. That was more so what I was thinking in my head.
Yeah.
Kid. But watching it and seeing a black mermaid, and it was like, it was a black queen, and it was a black, it was a couple of other like diverse mermaids coming up. It reminded me of Cinderella, the Roger and Hammerstein with Brandy, because the king was like the king of the mermaids, whatever. He was white, or he was pale complected, and then he had all these daughters, and they were different colors. You had a dark chocolate goddess mermaid, and a light skinned one, and one that looked a little more Asian. So I did like that they kind of did it like that Cinderella, because I remember when I first saw that Cinderella, I was like, how the prince Asian, his daddy white, his mama black? But then eventually you start watching it and you don't even care about what their colors are. You more so like, my Cinderella's Brandy and the fairy godmother's Whitney. That was all I really cared about. So the movie was like that. Plus at the end, guys, this is a spoiler. I'm not going to tell y'all what happened, but it does make you cry. And it's very cute. So I enjoyed it, and my daughter enjoyed it. My son, he's 4. He fell asleep. But we had a good time. So that was my praise report. I got the support, and I was very happy. Opening weekend was $95 million. So congratulations. That's beautiful. They were hating on you, Hallie. They was hating, but you did it, girl. And I'm super proud of you. I think it was an amazing movie. If you haven't seen it, y'all should go see it. I definitely suggest you see it. And if you got daughters, take your daughters, take kids. I think they all enjoy it. It was good. So I liked it. Okay, so we didn't really discuss viral clips or whatever of the day. So we did, like, you did send me one. I'm gonna just make that be our viral one for the moment. And we gonna talk about this really quick. Y'all, I want to show y'all this clip, and then me and Karma's gonna give our opinions, and then we'll get into hot topics. But this is our viral clip of
my homeboy got mad at me. Now he ain't talking to me because we in the club and he tried to talk to these women, but he married. And I told him, hey, bro, you need to cut that out. He talking, man, why you hating, bro? Well, I ain't hating. I ain't tell you to walk down that aisle. I ain't tell you introduce me to this woman and you go get that ring on your finger. Got me out on this wedding, spending all this money to come to y'all wedding to watch you come in this club and cheat and mess it all up. That's my money I spent on your wedding. I spent my money on your wedding, and I spent a lot of it too. We all in Vegas and all of that, all these casinos, and I'm spending all of my money. Nah, y'all stand together. You the one introduced me to this lady. Got me calling her sis all the time and all that. I'm not gonna be lying in this woman's face. Boy, you better go get you a drink. I pay for it. Get you a drink and sit down somewhere, bro, because you ain't finna. Nah, I spent too much money on y'all wedding.
Okay, shout out to the Shade Room for that. To me, what I take from that video is holding your friends accountable when they're putting themselves in messed up situations. I'm that friend. I'm totally that friend. I remember one of my friends was going through a divorce, and she was like, well, she wasn't going through a divorce yet. She was having problems in her marriage, and she was talking about some, oh yeah, girl, my boyfriend just texted me. And I was like, yo, boyfriend, what? Like, what? She was like, oh yeah, my boyfriend, a whole boyfriend. And I was like, how you got a boyfriend, a husband? And she, like she was talking about certain stuff. That's when she started telling me stuff. I said, well, but no, before you got a boyfriend, you need to fix this husband shit. Either divorce him or whatever, because I invested time in that marriage too. Like, I can't sit here and be a witness to y'all, and I'm gonna be a witness to you effing up too. I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not gonna say, yes, you do that. So I agree with what he said. I feel him. When you in somebody's wedding, it costs a whole bunch of money, especially making you pay for your clothes or pay for the bachelorette party, the bridal showers, depending on where you are. Like, that is an investment. And when you step up to be somebody's person that's standing in their wedding, you're supposed to support their marriage and be their village. So if you see your friend effing up something that can F up the marriage, you're supposed to say, hey, that ain't cool. So I was feeling him, and he spent his money. So I felt him. What you
I
think?
personally hate weddings, like, with a passion. So I felt that from my soul, because for me to participate, I really have to rock with you. Because weddings and funerals, I really don't like participating in.
Yeah.
Weddings, baby showers, they supposed to be like celebration moment that gets stressful, breaks up friendships. The cost of like everything about it just becomes not what we supposed to be focused on, and it never fails. I don't care who the person is. Once them numbers start running up and your Pinterest board start going, you start effing tripping, and it pisses me off. So if I stood in that wedding and I didn't want to, this is forever because my money on it. You know, you can go play with somebody else. You could go down to the Justice of the Peace and go play on their time. But you asked us to be here, and then he said it was a destination wedding in Vegas with the inflation prices of tickets and stuff and all of that. No. You don't get to come in this club acting like you single because nobody told you to get married. So absolutely, I felt that from my soul. I cannot stand it. Like, if you gonna want me to be here and y'all little relationship, you not cheating on us. You got to fuck up. You better go and
watch you do it. I'm gonna just sit and watch you. I'm not gonna sit and participate in the demise of our marriage, because again, it's a village at this time.
A village that stood up there and had to deal with her shit, and the makeup artist canceled, and now we gotta run. We had to deal with that. Ain't none of that on my watch. And if it's your husband, no, we had to, pray on it. You done went through this struggle of you wanted them. We ain't on that. Ain't no hot girl summer for you.
That's right. I felt them. You gotta hold your friends accountable. You know what? I feel like if more people did that, then a lot of stuff like cheating wouldn't be the norm. It's like people look at cheating. I saw that in something else. Like, it's normal. Like, he just cheated. Like, that's one thing we're going to talk about a little later. Is Martell Holt did an interview. And it reminds me of the last episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville, how when he was talking to Tiffany and he was like, I cheated, like, I'm not a cheater. Like he brushes it off like, yeah, I cheated, but that was like 3 years ago. Like, dude, you cheated for like 10 years in a marriage. It wasn't you just cheated. And it's like, it's just I cheated. Like, people brush it off like it's supposed to be like that's just the cheating. No, dude, you cheat on this woman for years with the same woman and got her pregnant several times. You're a cheater.
Let me ask you this, because I think this is why some people mind their business. Where is the line between accountability and overly emotionally investing in your friend's shit? You know what I mean? Like, you ever get the phone call, he getting kicked out, we need to pack his stuff up, you go, and then they get back. Now you pick. Then it's again. So where is the line? Because I think that's why some people, not all, but some people are like, I don't even get in it. That's what you want to do. Because they don't want to seem emotionally invested in somebody else's business. Where do you think the line of accountability versus overly emotionally investing in other people's business? Where is that?
Okay, so for me, because I have a situation like that's going on now with one of my homegirls, I'm not involved in her situation because, again, she has told us over and over about their problems. Oh, it's over. And then, run back to him and then call us back. It's over. Oh, he's doing that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot. And it's happened over and over and over again to where I got to the point of like, hey, guess what? Don't call me no more. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear if y'all great. I don't want to hear if y'all bad. I will talk to you. How are you? Check in on the kids type of situation. But when it comes to your relationship, Julie wants to have nothing to do with it. I don't want to be your sounding board. I don't want to come help you pack. I don't want to help you. I don't want you to cry on my shoulder. I don't want to pray for your relationship. Don't involve me anymore. I have checked out. So for me, that's different than if my homegirl was doing something wrong and I'm going to sit and, you know what I mean? Like, I will tell you, you did that's wrong. That's not okay. Don't do that. But I'm also not going to keep running back and forth, when you having a problem with your person. So for me, that's where I draw the line. I'm going to still hold my friends accountable, just like I want them to hold me accountable. If you see me going, like left and I'm not supposed to go left, tell me. Like, hey, you're going the wrong way. But if I'm calling you, crying to you about the same stuff every week, and then I run right back into the fire, and then I'm like, oh, I got burnt again. Karma, it happened again. And you're like, oh, it's okay, girl. Let's pray. Let's get the sage out. Let's get it. And then I run right back into the fire. Like, I'm not going to keep doing that. So For me, I pull myself out. I might be there for you two or three times, but after that, we're not gonna keep talking about this. Now it's redundant. This is your situation. You're choosing it. I respect that, but leave me out of it. Okay,
2 or 3. I don't think y'all be giving me 2 or 3 chances. One of my friends here on the couch now, that she let me have it on like the first 1.5 times. We had this thing where we gonna tell you what it is in the beginning. We'll give our opinion, like whether or not you should go this way or this route. And after we said the piece, your grown ass will see you on the other side. I mean, we're not gonna come back and keep mixing. Like if we be like, listen, I don't think this is working for you. Shit, my friend over here on the couch one time called me an emotional side chick, bitch. I was like,
But you need that, Karma. We need
girl, I almost threw up in my kitchen. You hear me? But when she said it, she like, well, now that you know, you do what you want to, do with your little situation. Because you're not doing nothing with him, but you're an emotional side chick, and I about to up. So I had to do what I need to do. But if I would have continued, they wouldn't have said shit else about it, because they would have been like, moving on, because bitch, we already talked about it.
Yeah.
So
how soon did she tell you that? Was that when you gave the situation? She said you the emotional side chick, or
I feel like right when it got escalated, like right when drama was happening.
Okay.
And I couldn't really understand, why is this so-called girlfriend trying to see like what is happening here? Yeah. I feel like that's when she was like, okay, I've been kind of monitoring. This is what this where we at right now.
Okay.
So it just depends on the situation. But that one, because there wasn't anything physical, I felt like it took a little longer for the feedback for it to register, because I always linked, inappropriate with, like, usually if you're emotionally cheating, you're fucking them too. Usually it turns into that. And this wasn't that. So in my mind, I just was like, there's nothing that's ever happened. But honey, they said I was an emotional side chick. I had to go get my life. I
like friends like that though. I like friends like that. Some people, they can't take that. And that's fine too.
Most of my friends are fire signs. I don't have a choice. This is a Leo over here.
I'm a fire sign. I'm a Leo. See, that's the thing. That's probably why I'm.
Are you a fire sign too?
Yeah, I'm a Leo.
See, that's what I'm talking about. Look, she up there smiling. You can't. Y'all ain't for the weak.
I be telling people, like, it ain't in me to shut up. It's not. Like, I'm going to say it. I'm going to state how I feel. I'm going to state my piece, and then I'm going to bail out. But you're not going to keep dragging me in your shit either. Like, I already told you how it was. We ain't going to keep talking about the same thing. We ain't going to do that.
Cackling, because you sound just like, so I have too many fire sign friends. They don't do all that crying shit, because I'm a Cancer.
Yeah.
They we ain't doing all that extra emotional shit. This is what it is. Yeah. What are you gonna do? So they're the rational, harsh people.
You feel like it's more so direct. We don't mean
don't get no amen. Harsh with direct. But I loved it. But yeah, it's definitely a difference, and I agree. I do. I think we're on the same page with that. Like, we gonna tell you, but ain't nobody about to keep going back and forth about this.
Because people, and I had to learn that. People will keep doing it. Like, I've given grace, and that
now you got to go fight him for you to be back with him. No, ma'am.
You're not going. No, the thing is, like, to keep having me in a place where I'm ready to go fight. But then you're the one that keeps going back. So why are you calling me the next week crying? You went back again and again and again. Stop calling me.
At one point, I told one of my friends to let that man cheat in peace, because you get on both of let him cheat in peace. You keep going through phones, getting his blood pressure high, my blood pressure high, the dog blood pressure high, packing and moving and unmoving, wasting U-Haul miles and hours.
Yes.
Let him do what he want to do in peace.
Yes. I don't know why you messing. Like, okay. Yes. Okay. So we agree with this, y'all. Yes. So there is a difference between accountability and being emotionally invested in our friends. Okay. And know the difference.
And shows.
Yes.
Some of y'all are crazy about these shows and shows. Some of y'all are too emotionally invested.
I do be a little bit. So listen, guys, seriously, we got sad news. We want to definitely do a rest in peace and definitely send our condolences to DC Young Fly and his family, his long girlfriend, fiance, Jacqueline Smith, who some know her as Miss Jackie O. She was a Wild 'N Out model or Wild 'N Out girl. I don't know what they call them, but she has three children with DC Young Fly. She passed away Wednesday. And she was in Miami supposedly having a mommy makeover. It's really, really sad. We don't know if the mommy makeover is why or what happened. You know, like they're not really giving us that. But she had just posted that she was getting ready to get her mommy makeover, and then right after we hear she's gone. So really sad.
Can I say something? This is gonna be a little unpopular opinion here.
Okay.
This is not the time for the think pieces and conversations about beauty. We need to allow DC Young Fly and the Wild 'N Out family to mourn their loss. We have not had enough forward conversations about body positivity to try to use this situation to go tell people not to do tummy tucks and all of that when y'all drag Lizzo, who is perfectly fine with being overweight. We are not, as a society, ready to really dissect how people get to the thoughts and feelings they get to want to reconstruct their body. This ain't the time. I don't want to read it. I don't want to hear it, because half the people I done seen them posted it is the same ones who also use other modifiers to do what they want to do to enhance their beauty. So if y'all want to talk about what people need to do and be self-love and all that type of shit, this ain't the one we gonna do that on. Y'all don't even have statistics to show if people are dying under the knife professionally, right? Like in a large scale. Y'all be using these one-offs and then going on these long-ass tangents where it's like, okay, well, where's your data to even support? Because I can support saying Black women dying in childbirth. There are literature and pieces and publishing to support that. That's a fact. Y'all be letting 1 to 2 people every couple years pass away from this tragedy that we never get the full details of. You know, y'all did this with Kanye West's mama, Miss Dondra. I ain't hear nobody else dying since Jackie. Right. So when we talk about celebrity figures, and they both went to specialists. We're not talking about underground, getting enhancements done. So until we have that part A conversation and my first set of notes are applied, you can save your goddamn think pieces, and I want natural people. Y'all can save that bullshit because y'all don't even like Lizzo.
And I don't want to use the grief of DC Young Fly, his children, Miss Jacqueline's family. Use that, you know what I mean, to make a point. Use her as an example. Like right now, she just passed. Like, can they grieve in peace?
Literally yesterday, and y'all went on them Twitters and Facebooks to start writing paragraphs about how people need to miss me with that bullshit, because y'all drag people every single day for what they wear and what they look like. So until we have those forward moving conversations, there's nothing you could say to anybody who has something of a procedure coming up in the next couple of weeks. Stop trying to scare them with scare tactics. If they have done what they need to do, did their research and they due diligence, leave people alone. That's my PSA. Thoughts and prayers. The people with the thank pieces, I ain't got time for that shit right now.
Again, rest in peace to Miss Jackie O. That very sad.
Prince had a baby. Prince was born in 2022. Let them grieve.
Yeah.
Now everybody, all of a sudden, y'all want bitches with stretch marks. Since when? People be killing me with this. You know what I'm saying? And then they and this will also make me mad. She didn't even need it. Who the fuck are you? You're not tapping her ass. You're not looking in the mirror. Whatever the reasons was that she wanted to do what she was doing does not excuse that we can mourn her goddamn death.
Right. We be sensitive in moments. Like, it ain't about none of that other thing. A beautiful queen lost her life. 3 children lost their mother. He lost his partner. Like, a mother lost her daughter. Like let's just stop. Let's just respect time. Right. Yeah. And I mean, truthfully, it didn't dawn on me until I saw all the posts that people was posting that was the issue, because the sister is still trying to have a mommy makeover. So I was like,
I mean, honestly, any elective surgery, there's always a
anything can happen. Like she could have
real surgery.
She could have went in for a cyst on her neck or something, and still it could happen. Like that just happens. Remember, Tommy from Martin passed away. He went in for something, had an aneurysm. He went in for like foot surgery.
And something happened.
Yeah,
that just comes with surgery. Now, the people who are like, well, that's one thing for foot surgery, but what you look like is elective, though. You don't. But my thing is, you have no idea if to that person that might be something they want to do. That may be as major for them. And until we start having conversations and real things like that, this is just not the time. When we talk about people who die from police violence, that is a conversation that has been happening since before we even got on this planet, right? Like there's always been conversations about police brutality. So yes, we want to highlight that this is another example for change. Y'all not talking enough about body positivity in the forefront until somebody dies under the knife. That's fate to me. And we can save that.
Agreed.
Rest in peace, beautiful.
Agreed. All right, we had to get the sad news out, but that was sad. That hurt my whole feelings seeing that. Beautiful family though, y'all. So let's see. Let's go into this hot topic of the evening. We got another old school gentleman. The Shade Room reported that 83-year-old Al Pacino is expecting a baby with his 29-year-old girlfriend. Y'all look how he's aging. Oh my gosh. Well. Karma's face. Karma, what is that face?
Everybody else be lying on them Facebooks, and you know what I'm saying, they want to tweet body positivity. You see my face. I'm still working on me. You feel me? I can't imagine him on top of me. But if she like it, I love it for her. I love it. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know where. I don't know with what. But if it obviously it's here, it's happened. Congratulations.
All right. No.
That's all I got. I don't want to make congratulations for next week's praise report. That's all I got.
Okay. Well, we're gonna give her congratulations because I really have no words. So Wednesday, we were talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville, and Karma had did something. I didn't get the clip yet, but I am going to post it because it was so funny because I got to post it so Candy can see it. But Karma was talking about, she was giving men tips for real on how to handle themselves and operate in their masculine energy. But I saw a video like a couple hours after that where a guy was showing the difference between being aggressive, assertive, and passive. And it was just like another tip for fellas about operating in masculine energy. I just wanted to show y'all this. So watch this.
And when a man says, you can come if you want to.
I want you here with me. I want you to be here. You should be here. How does that make you feel when I say that? Now, I'm somebody that likes to simplify. So let's make it even more simple. I want you. Now what? Where's your debate now? Pull up. That's 2 words. Doors open. Come through. Have some. I got you. I can't take care of you over there. I can love you from anywhere, but I can't take care of you the way I know you want me to take care of you if you're way over there. Pull up. Now, how does that make you feel when I say that? Exactly.
Let me tell you. What's another tip, y'all? Just another
wait. My friend was resting on the couch over here. She heard that clip and she said, "Say less, babe. I'm on the motherfucking way." You heard me? I heard her say, and then I seen her hand pop up. And she went from taking a nap.
Yes, Perez, I'm showing your comments, baby. I'm showing your comments, Rezzy. But yeah, that right there is the difference of the positive masculine energy we're asking for. I promise you, because the guy was like, I mean, if you want to, like, that is not going to get it. women are thinkers, right? You give us too much time to overanalyze, overthink something, and it's not going to really go the way you think it's going to go. Versus, I want you to come pull up, come through. Up, I would have been packing and getting ready to go.
This is why we hate that shit when y'all do like, so I want to take you out. Okay, where? I mean, where you want to go? No. Say, listen, I know you do podcasting and media and stuff, so there's a podcasting event I think you might like to go to, so I need you to get dressed at 10 and I'm going to swing by and I want you to go to network. See how Julie's smiling already? I'm telling you, Candi Yams is mine. See how that go? See how that go? It's like, I'm going to do a real nigga one-on-one class. That's what I'm going to do. Listen, everybody else selling packages for $7,000. Real nigga one-on-one courses where I be like, when you want to take your interest out on a date, plan it. Tell her what to wear. Tell her to pick what time you picking her up, and watch she be strolling saying, "Say less."
Right, and watch her make a big old effort. Watch it just work out, just immaculate for you.
Face gonna be beat, waist gonna be snatched. So let's talk about it. Because let's be for real. Y'all really need, because y'all be sitting here like, women sometimes underestimate themselves because y'all be sitting here listening to other niggas tell y'all advice that you know really ain't working. Niggas need to come to us because we're gonna get you together. Okay? Us or the girls, the gay girls. We can get y'all together and y'all can nab your little girlfriends before we take them. It's really not hard. The way y'all acting, it's not hard. The line, listen, we get straight people applications yearly. So of interest.
Yearly.
Yeah. We get them all the time. Yearly. We don't really like talking to straight people that's just trying to go on an adventure, but I might take some up on their offers just to show them something different instead of with these lame niggas, because that's the way it's done.
Wow. Yeah, that video, when I saw it, I laughed because I thought about exactly how you were. And I said, wow, that's funny. So I had to show it. Because, again, it doesn't take much. It doesn't. But I don't know why it seems like it's just so hard to put that effort forth. So, yeah, okay. Viral topic of the week. Y'all listen to this, right? This was the Neighborhood Talk posted this one. And the question is, it's kind of like a continuance from last week when we were talking about that baby shower. That woman wanted her get her money back, her gift back. So this one is, if you bring a bottle to the barbecue function, but nobody cracks it open, does possession revert back to the attendee, or does the homeowner retain the possession of the use for future functions? Per barbecue stat quote 54 4-9. So, Karma, you bring, I have a barbecue. You bring a bottle. All right. You bring a bottle to the barbecue. A bottle of wine.
Me and my bitches in agreement. I'm gonna cut that short. We're taking my shit home. I don't know what the fuck you thought this was gonna be, but if I bought it for the function, I didn't buy it for the house. I bought it for the function. The function is over. I'm taking my bottle with me. And sometimes I BYOB it. This is a personal bottle. So now I'm looking like, isn't the host supposed to? Why is this a conversation? Isn't the host supposed to supply it? If we really talking about it, isn't the host supposed to be supplying the liquor and things if you really got it like that? I'm just saying, you ain't gonna hide our bottle. That's because people that buys the bottles knows exactly where their bottle is. Like, we pour it in y'all glasses so you're not heavy-handed. Can I have a little Henny? Sure can. There you go. You want some Coke with that? Y'all don't get to put the bottle in your hands and do all of that. So I think it's the host's job, if you really got it like that, that you should supply. Like when we host, I pretty much supply everything. They can add stuff. But the drink, I bought the alcohol and everything. They can bring additional alcohol, but they can take that home. I paid for anything that I post. So this is giving me bad hosting. This is giving me Kenya Moore hosting vibes.
So for me, I usually bring a bottle to give, right? Like, this is me contributing. Everybody can drink out of this. This is a bottle, share with the crew. It stays. I don't care what you do with it. It's for them. And I have something for myself as well that I would prefer to drink, type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that's mine. I'm probably gonna finish it, but that's mine. So
yeah, that's cute. You can give the host something, but I don't think anyone should be entitled to their guests leaving something behind. If you're gonna host the event and it's gonna be alcohol and food or whatever, unless you are doing, and we've done that to broke events where it's like, girl, I only got this and you only got that, and we kind of pitch in. But if you're like really hosting something, all of that shit should already be paid for by the host.
Okay.
Just saying. I could do host etiquette classes 101 too. Let me add that down. I'm gonna have to write these ideas for.
So yeah, I don't know. Okay, so for me, y'all, I guess I don't have I need to keep a bottle type of mentality because I host a lot. I am the one that hosts a lot. It's a lot of times at my house and I host. And I do provide certain stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's just the way it is. My issue is this. This happens when I host for my mother's circle, right? I gave my mom a 60th birthday party a few years back. And, you know, we had food, we had drinks, whatever. We had like a lot of beer that we paid for. We had a lot of food that we paid for. Her friends came through. They brought stuff. They was drinking. They was chilling or whatever. One of her friends, he comes and never brings anything. They say that's just what he is. Oh, that's broke ass such and such. She'll never bring that. They was teasing about that. At like 4:00 in the morning, these are 60 and plus people at the time, and I'm still like late 20s, early 30s. So I was like, all right, I'm sleepy. And they was still partying, like, hey guys, it's 4:00. Time to go, you know, get out, trying to get them out. So the one friend so they were leaving, they start trickling out or whatever, just fine. The one friend that never brings nothing was like having a real good time, like, oh man, we gotta go. Well, let me grab a few of these bottles and we can take this party over. Like, those aren't yours. Those were here. Like, I bought those. You don't get to take like 6 cans of beer home to go. That's not that. So that's what
it required for guests to bring something though.
No, it wasn't. But these were bottles that I paid for that was at my house that I bought for the party. And it was time for them to go.
For the party.
The party was over.
Right. But at each hosting, like towards the end of the event, is that like, or maybe it's just me, I assume people take plates and a drink or, you know, like, I don't know, like usually when I buy things for the event, it's for the event. I don't really like to keep too much because I don't want 6 packs of, you know, extra stuff that I probably ain't gonna mess with. I usually just buy enough for that event so everybody can take that out. I'm not at a loss. If there's like food or certain drinks I don't want for the party or I want to keep, it's not even out. So I guess for me, if he wasn't required to bring anything, I feel like as a host for guests, the guests should leave with they plate and they little party trinkets and just like, you know, whatever. I wouldn't have taken it that way because he wasn't required to bring anything. Yeah. Unlike if we doing a game night and the game night is like, okay, everybody do, you know how they do the color bowl food. Okay, and you color red and you ain't brought nothing, then no.
You know, that's my mom. I'm talking about her. But no, so it wasn't the issue wasn't that he didn't bring anything. That his friends were clowning him about that. That's their thing. They was all clowning him. That's what they do. They friends or whatever. My thing was when it was time, around 2:00, I started cleaning up. You know how you were trying to get people to go, so you start cleaning up. Like, all right,
you get the hint. All right, turn lights on.
They out on my I had a gazebo in the backyard, right, attached to the house, so they was out there. So wasn't much stuff left out there except for like they had their plates. We had those to-go plates. Take some plates. Cause I mean, I packed stuff up, cleaning. He
came in the area of out in the gazebo.
Yeah. So the party was over. I'm trying to kick them out. He came in the house.
Oh no, then that's better. Obviously, that's not what you take to go.
That he didn't pay for.
Oh, no. I think everything was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, the plates, the drinks, or whatever, that stuff is out. But if it's cleaned up and packed up and it's in like you can't be walking around people's house trying to take things to go. That's
he was trying to get the party going. No, it was more so because after it took me 2 hours to finish cleaning, right? And I'm like, well, even the birthday girl don't went up to bed at this point. They just lingering. So I'm like, all right, guys, well, thank you for coming, you know. See you next time type of thing. And And he was like, oh, we're going to leave. Oh, we're going to do. Oh, man, let me go up in his house and grab a couple beers and go to my house.
Oh,
no, you're not.
no.
No, you're not. We're not doing that. So people do need guest etiquette one-on-ones. Totally.
Well, and I'll add that. That'll be a $3,000 package. Which would be messed up because the broke friend can't even come to my etiquette class of guests because he ain't got no money to buy the package. But I'll put that on my list.
Maybe they can GoFundMe to get them some tickets. Because
we'll do a guest etiquette, be a 6-week course, one-on-one consultations. You know, they be writing all that stuff in there. I do all of that for guest consultations.
Okay, so this is the main topic, y'all. This is it right here. The main topic that I really wanted to go in on today. So Martell Holt of Love and Marriage Huntsville did an interview with the YouTuber. She goes by Queen Sheba Darling, and on their YouTube interview, some stuff was said. I'm gonna just show y'all a clip. Now listen, y'all bear with me. This clip is 6 minutes because I screen recorded it and I just couldn't stop it until I got the point across that I wanted to get. So watch this with me and Karma, and we gonna go in on this before we wrap up this show. All right, so check this out.
I'm keeping it as real as I can.
Hold on, I'm sorry. I gotta make sure y'all get the right one. Cause I don't want it's a big video. Hold on. I'm gonna try to stream it on their thing. Okay, here we go. All right. Here we go.
Lose trust in Ariane when she shared with Carson what you and Melody had going on in your own private marriage. Did that make you feel some kind of way that Ariane would share that with Carson, that other girl that appeared on Love and Marriage Huntsville? How did you feel about that?
I'm so sorry. What did she share with Carson?
You know what she shared now. Don't play with me, Martell Holt.
Okay, it almost seems like you're talking about something different than what I know.
Okay, I don't know. What hit the internet? How did you feel about Ariane taking your private marriage business to somebody she met on the internet? That had to made you feel some kind of way.
You know, certain people are opportunists, and they'll say and do whatever they can to get in and make them seem like they're a really, really good friend or something like that. And people other people, they open up, trusting that those people or that person, that they are who they say they are. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and again, I don't think that, I think that Carson's lied about things too, though. I don't think that, I take that back.
But how do you feel about people discussing your marital business how do you feel about Ariane discussing your marital business and what you have with your ex-wife with a complete stranger? And I'll
be real, I mean, that's disappointing, you know? I mean, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So, I'm gonna leave it right there.
Yeah, but did you have a conversation about the way that backfired on you? Because it's not good right now. Did you sit down and say, listen, when I talk to you about what's going on, you know, and I'm sharing with you as a woman, you know, then however long that was, that's not for you to go to somebody else as a man.
Listen, this happened over a year and a half ago. Melody and I, we talked about it a year and a half ago. We talked about it with Carlos a year and a half ago, and we talked to our attorneys about it. So my thing is, Carson, I saw her live, whatever, and she referenced Melody about 3 times on there. Was it 2 or 3? Yeah, I think you know. You do know how many times she
referenced? Keep going. I'm following. I'm trying to process.
Okay, so she referenced Melody about 2 or 3 times. So I'm like, how is she so for certain that Melody got this information? Unless you already.
I have actually.
Wait a minute, China. We got them little ads because it ain't over. It ain't over.
Therapist in like 20.
Okay.
Unless you already talked to Melody, and so again, if anything, Ariane could only have said. Martell is really upset, and he's talking about putting out a sex tape of Melody or something like that. I know Ariane didn't go to her and say that Martell's talking about me creating a fake page and want me to post. Like, why would I need her to create a fake page and post one? I can create a fake page and post it. You know what I'm saying?
How do you feel about Ariane just talking too much and oversharing. Sometimes
I'm not worried about that. You know,
at all.
So some people, you know, they make mistakes. You know, that's taken care of, and some people just make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. What I'm talking about, everybody does.
Okay.
So, but that's beside the point. The major point is, you know, Melanie could have called me, opposed to going online.
That's not her responsibility.
No.
Let's not do that. That's not her responsibility. If Ariane is having, hold on. If Ariane is having, let's not do that, because that's not your responsibility. If somebody's telling Melody, it's not your responsibility. If Ariane is having a conversation,
over a year and a half ago.
Never. If Ariane is having a conversation that you don't know she's having, and Melody doesn't know she's having, you're both over here. That is not Melody's responsibility to pick up the phone to call you about what Ariane is doing. You don't even know.
So I guess you're not understanding what I was saying.
I'm following you.
Okay, what I'm saying is when Carson went live, and I feel that if it wasn't orchestrated by, I don't know, by Melody and Carson, I don't know, because again, Carson mentioned Melody's name 2 or 3 times, saying that Melody, y'all go ask Melody, I'm pretty sure she got the tape, or Melody got something. And I'm like, damn, they must have orchestrated something. Once Carson did all her stuff, I feel that Melody could have called me then. And Martell, what did you share with Ariane? Opposed to going online, dragging me, making me seem like I actually put
She
the
didn't
video on.
She said there's a tape. I listened to it. I heard her say, because I like to listen in the bushes. And she said there is a tape that does exist.
She drugged me. She don't know if it's a video that exists. She doesn't know that.
She did.
I sent her a screenshot. I did. I sent her a screenshot of her and I. I sent her a screenshot. And I sent you, did you see that text message in your phone? I mean, that my PR sent to you?
There were so many images. I got through as many.
No, I'm sorry, but it was a text message. It was only one text message. And I sent it to you I sent you all these documents for a particular reason, and I asked my PR if you had seen it all. She told me if you've seen it all. Because when I talk, I want you to be able to be like refer to it. Yes. Go ahead. So the text message, I was telling Millie, I said, stop bullying me.
Okay, I saw that. Go ahead. I saw that.
Okay, yeah, it was like almost like like I was begging her like to stop going online, saying stuff about me, and dragging me. And this was like a year and a half ago. I was like begging her like, to stop. I said, stop bullying me. You know what I'm saying? And I think on her interview, she mentioned that. But I'm like, dang, if I'm up here begging you to stop bullying me, I could not have done live before that and dogging you out. No, I was begging you to leave me alone. And then I sent her a screenshot, and I said, I don't care if this ruined me or not. I said, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? I sent her the screenshot. And I never said I was going to post a video. I never said that I was going to do that. But I guess it was saying that if you don't stop, I'm going to do that. You know what I'm saying?
I do. You know what? I remember.
Okay. All right. So the reason that I picked that part, because it's a long, like, hour and a half, 2-hour interview, but the reason I picked that part, because I feel like Martell incriminated himself, and I want to make sure that Mel was able to use that. Like, I got it clipped. I'm sure other people got it clipped. But in this one little part, Queen Sheba asked him about the alleged, sex tape that was supposed to get leaked. Carson, this young lady, we've talked about this now. Carson had came out and said that her and Ariane had talked, and Ariane gave her this ploy that Martell, this is all hearsay, y'all, alleged. But
is it at this point? Because he just said he did it.
He did say something. So Carson said that Ariane told her that Martell was trying to get her to create a fake account and saying she was a male and to post a sex tape between a husband and a wife, Mel and Martell, to kind of, I guess, embarrass Mel. I don't know, because he was mad. So this is what Carson put out. Melanie came out and said that Carson had reached out to her before she went live and told this, and she didn't know there was a tape of her and her husband when they was married. So Martell, number one, when the lady asked him, did you get upset that Arian like spread your business? Like you told her, even if it wasn't a ploy, but the fact that Carson knows about this video because Arian shared it with her, he's like, well, everyone makes mistakes. She trusts someone and manipulated by opportunists. No, Arian told your business to a stranger. How do you feel about that? Oh, I'm not worried about that. Oh, okay. What I am upset about is that Mel, when it said something, should have just talked to me. And then I was like, okay, we can dissect that in a second. But what he said was, I never said I was going to post it. At one point, Melanie was bullying me. So I sent her a screenshot of the video, basically saying, if you keep talking, I'm going to show this. Like, what was the purpose of you sending her the screenshot if it wasn't that you was going to expose her? Why does she need to know about a sex tape that y'all made together when y'all was husband and wife? Karma, why would he send her a screenshot? Or a steal?
I'm no longer saying alleged. I feel like I can be hit with a cease and desist, and I think I can actually beat that. So I'm gonna say he confirmed what the Melody said originally. So Melody said that she responded to you off of a live you did first. You sent her a screenshot and then added some verbiage that insinuated and implied that you were going to post it. There was no other reason you would send her a screenshot if you weren't talking about posting it. You used it as a center threat. You then confirmed it again here by saying you sent it to her because you said y'all lawyers discussed it. You also then said at one point you tried to imply that he thought Melanie and Carson came together to try to put this shit out here. But then at the same time, again, okay, go back there. I'll get you one in a second. And then also said in the same breath that he really doesn't know what Arian said and friends trust people. So then obviously for Carson to have gotten this information, who you claim also is Randall, it had to come from your camp or Melanie's camp. And you already just admitted that it came from her camp because you said people make mistakes. So it's not alleged. You've already incriminated yourself with this. My question to Carlos King, who has something to say every week about Roa, is what are you going to do with Martell Hope? Because you kicked Nikki Gilbert and them off on Hollywood Divas when, you know, there was a lot of shit with Latasha and Rocky and all of that happened, right? So at what point does Martell need to go? Because even though this text messaging dispute happened a year and a half ago, it is now current that there was an actual conspiracy to put it out. It's right out here. It's laid out on the table. It's enough bad optics to why do you still have him on here? What is the difference between Martell and Marlo at this goddamn point? I don't know. So while you up here doing whole videos on Marlo, why aren't you kicking Martell off the show? What is his presence needed here for? And I'm going to ask him as a raindrop on the next damn video he put out tomorrow about Love and Marriage Huntsville. When are you going to address this Martell situation?
Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. What was the? I'm trying to understand Martell, and I need to stop because I'm not going to be able to understand him. His mind and my mind don't work the same.
He's
right?
a narcissist and probably some other things in that long diagnosis book, but narcissism has to probably be his primary diagnosis. You can't tell a narcissist they're wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't compute. They always have a way to, and that's why throughout that interview you see him trying to be calm, and then at one point he tells Queen Sheba, like, are you against me? He can't keep his cool because he doesn't like being looked at in a bad light.
Right.
He took no accountability for anything in that entire video. Even when she said, looking back on some of the things you did, what would you have changed? Nothing. What have you learned in therapy about yourself? Being a better person. Ain't no therapist in the world writing that as an intervention goal. You're going to have to be more specific. Do you want to be a better you by finding your identity? Because that's what I think another issue is he doesn't have an identity outside of him and Mel's marriage. That's why he constantly also brings her up. Do you need to go back into your childhood and childhood traumas and revive them? Better cultivating relationships. We don't just get to say, I want to be a better me. What kind of goddamn goal is that? So that also let us know you ain't did shit in therapy, but what was court mandated. And then he brought them custody papers into the interview and had the nerve to say, Melody said, no, the court document said your son reported this. And why are you doing this? This is why Melody didn't want to talk about the custody battle, because it's too deep to be putting this stuff out here. And again, that backfired. That also lets me know when people were up here, when certain bloggers were talking about these custody papers that had came out a couple weeks ago, I know who gave them to them now. It was you, sir. You probably was trying to highlight the parts where you could say, look, these are the things that I won in. But honestly, you didn't win shit. You went with a petition for full custody and child support. You walked out with the same custody agreement that y'all originally had. You didn't win shit. Now, you might have won a couple of motions in between, like the kids ain't allowed to be on TV. But your main petition is denied. What are you talking about? Martell is an abuser and he's dangerous. That's why people owe Kenya Moore an apology when she called that man aggressive. He's a historic abuser, and this is what he does. That's why he kept saying, I'm a gentleman, and that's how he gets you to believe that he's not that. Narcissists are extremely likable.
It's weird because, like,
likable.
It's the thing. It's narcissism because he believes it. Like, he fully believes it, and you be like, "Bro, we watch you. We've seen you for 6 seasons, and then we've seen the aftermath on social media. We know who you are, dude. Like, you cannot tell us anything that we don't know. We know who you are."
You know who else said there was a narcissist?
Who?
Nick Cannon on Candy Speak on It, that he has narcissistic traits that he constantly has to go to therapy for, but he has a huge sense of empathy that they work with him on. But Nick, when we look at the tribe of 35, Nick is though extremely likable. When he's funny, he could take a joke. He obviously knows how to work business. There's a lot of likability to Nick Cannon. Narcissists are likable.
Yeah, very likable.
Extremely likable.
They're charming. Like,
very.
But they're dangerous though, girl. They're
dangerous because you have to fall in line with the controlling and manipulation that they're doing. And you can't challenge them and you can't hold them accountable because then something's wrong with you.
Yeah. And that was one thing that I took from that interview as well. It was a moment where he let us know that he's not in love with Melody. He's not in love with her. He's in love with what they had, which was the marriage. He's in love with their marriage. And he said it hurt him that which meant they ventured off of what they had, what they were building. So they are the ones that ventured off. And then she was like, y'all, we versus you. And he said, yeah, well, it took two to what happened as far as making it go. And it's just crazy that at this moment, you still cannot take full accountability for you breaking up your marriage. It was not a we thing.
Yeah, because he's not a cheater.
You did that.
Because he's not a cheater. Remember, he's not a cheater.
Martell, like it's not going to work out for you. It's until you get real therapy. You need to get real therapy.
You know what else had me too is when we found out that the lady Belinda watched the children. Wow, for 20 minutes and you were in the city. I want to know where in their court. I'm not going to ask Mel on her lives because I know she tired of that custody shit and she wants it to be over. But I really didn't understand the language of first right to refusal, because what if your mama wanted to have a sleepover at her house on your week? Is that the right to refusal? You get what I mean? Like, what's the difference? Like, what if Uncle Marcus just wanted to have a sleepover and it's on her week? Yeah. I don't understand this wording of right to refusal.
It's a control thing for him. And it is so crazy that the courts would even agree to that. Like, I don't understand how that's like, you know what I mean? Like any of his business, who's watching the kids? Well, she got to go do work or this, that, and the other. Well, you got to call me and let me know. Like he needs to know. It's a way for him to know what she got going on, who she with, who, you know what I mean? Like it's just a way for him to have too much control of in her business. Because they're not together anymore, he does not have that access to her. So he's using those kids and who's babysitting them to have access to Melody and her business. And it's like, it's so frustrating because I don't understand how anyone can't see that. It is very clear what he's doing. You know what I mean?
It's very clear. I just don't know legally how that works. If my kids want to go over their grandma's house, what do you mean I have to call him first? Is that the same thing? Now, during them going to sleepover, I may be going out of town for work. You get what I mean? Like both things could be coexisting. So where the fuck is this right to refusal? What does that even mean?
Why would it work for him and not her? Like, I guess because she was going out of town, he needs to know.
That's why I said I have so many questions about that right to refusal thing. Or was it because he was still, because he kept saying like, but I was in the city 20 minutes away. So what does that mean? Like, does that mean y'all court order says that you gotta be in the city?
Mel doesn't know Belinda, and Belinda's watching her children. So how was it okay for you to pick a random person? And then the way he tried to explain Belinda, like just the whole holes in the whole story of she's a friend of his and they've known each other for a very long time. When you first introduced her to us, when you had that live cooking show and she was a fan, he brushed past that. Like, I like the way he would just brush past certain stuff and not even understand it. But she dated your friend and she was gonna be your business partner. Like, she posted something about being a bonus mom.
She did with them kids. And I said, so Mel can't put the kids on her own kids on her page, but Belinda can't. The whole thing, like, let me tell you something. Mel obviously is one of God's favorites because listen here. God knows that if it had been me, I would have acted a whole fool on national TV on a recorded DVR that my kids can watch, because there's no way I could have remained having that sense of calmness that she has now. And I mean, Mel definitely popped off, and I was definitely here for it when she did. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, he would have drove me crazy. You hear me? Mm-hmm. I'd have been trying to watch Law and Order and SVU and figuring out ways to cut his body up where nobody could find him. He probably would have sent me into a dark spiral because he taunts her and hides his hands and acts like he's not. Mm-hmm. Why the hell did you let Belinda post them damn kids with that caption? And then I also loved in that interview where she's like, how does your other child's mother and your children, do they like her? That silence was about 55. That was the worst. Me being, and I don't know if he need to call Courtney from Roa with her crisis management skills. I don't know who he needs to call. Yeah. But he could have texted me and I could have told him it was a bad idea. Yeah. You don't need to do any interviews. You don't know how to interview. You need media training. You don't know how to answer difficult questions. Mel has, even though she says she's never had media training, Mel does wonderful in interviews and is able to pivot and navigate difficult questions very well. Martell doesn't have that. He's not a good speaker. That's just not his niche. So whoever this PR person was that sent all these documents and all these different things, you can go ahead and fire her.
Well, was she there when he was doing the interview? Like, was she like behind him, telling him like, cut, no, don't do that. What are you doing? You know what I mean? Like the hand signal.
He should have said no when he said send her to court docs. No, because if we send her this opens up questions for that. Right. And unless we're ready to answer questions about that, it's a no. Why didn't you ask Queen Sheba for a copy of the questions before the interview so you could have prepped your answer? What is wrong with you? And then Queen Sheba kept trying to help you out the whole entire interview.
She was being fair. She was trying to be extremely fair, but then she would hold him accountable. And I was like, thank you.
Okay, well, since you opening up that, this is what it says on here. This is what it says. So she did a wonderful job. Queen Sheba did a wonderful job. It was a great, well done interview. And I'm waiting on Carlos. And I'm really upset too, or I'm disappointed in the Love and Marriage Huntsville cast, because I know if we see this, y'all saw way more.
Right.
There's too many things that's been going on that you can't tell me y'all don't see Martell's abuse and manipulation? That y'all ain't said nothing. Y'all ain't just
the fact that, again, we talked about this. The fact that they were on that Vegas trip and they saw his behavior. Anything after that, you guys know. You guys know.
no.
Because we know enough, and y'all got behind the scenes unedited. So y'all really know. So that trip showed y'all everything y'all needed about Martell. And the fact that you guys are on board with still forcing this woman to film with him, forcing her to try to be nice. Oh, Mel, you should, like, you know what I mean? Comeback group, anything. She didn't do nothing with him. Absolutely nothing. And the fact that all of you, especially people like Tisha, like, you really are that jealous of Mel where you want her to subject her to this type of behavior and act like it's okay. Marcel talk about, oh, Sheree's an upgrade. Like, certain stuff that y'all doing, y'all really got it that bad for Mel that y'all think that's cool?
And it's really because nothing that y'all dislike for Mel, in my opinion, has been this deep that you want her to be abused. Mm-hmm. Now, y'all know me loving my enemies is a path that I'm still working on. So I'm usually all for saying fuck them and fuck them hard and don't care about them. Mm-hmm. But like all of Tisha and Mel's back and forth, this shit could be squashed. It's really not super deep that y'all can't get over this. So the fact that you just, all of Tisha's anger, a lot of it was misdirected. If anything, Tisha, you should forgive Mel before Martell, because Martell was the one who said he had fucking 20 girlfriends and talked about that goddamn Atlanta trip. Martell brought that shit up. Mm-hmm. But all of a sudden, you mad at Mel, who was going to bring on Yolanda. Yeah, that was fucked up. I agree. I did not like her. You know, that was one thing I did was like, Mel, you better than that. You shouldn't have tried to bring that girl up there. Mm-hmm. But needless to say, none of that shit would have happened if Martell didn't open his mouth. But you can sit down and talk to him and do all this other stuff, but you mad at her? It's just weird to me. It's just weird.
It is. The whole thing is weird. It's weird. And I'm waiting for Carlos like you. Please, Carlos, like give us something.
Can I add one more impromptu topic before we close out tonight?
Sure.
I sat here for Danae Jackson.
Oh God.
And her bonnet of salvation. Praying and waiting for her to see the light. I wanted Danae to do great things that God had in store. I wanted her to do like a Christian clothing line or a podcast and, you know, host mental health awareness with some spirituality mixed in their events. And I just wanted her to be great. And instead, she came up here on Jesus Ladarius Christ Sanders on this internet and told people she's starting an infidelity recovery healing boot camp for $7,000. You are out your rabbit ass mind to be charging people $7,000 to read a book of Proverbs. What kind of Bible study with matching clown noses is we conducting here? And my advice to Miss Danae, because I was this close from taking back my thoughts and prayers, because I'm still working on myself. I was this close from taking back my thoughts and goddamn prayers. Mm-hmm. But I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. So I'm just gonna say this to Miss Jackson. You are following the path of your abuser. Your abuser scammed people. He used and profited people's pain in a way that was not productive or healing. And because you have been in an abusive cycle for decades, you are just doing what you know. This is not it. You will be no different than your ex-husband. You're not, my apologies, you're not even officially divorced. I know for a fact you're not over this shit.
Right.
You're not over this shit to be teaching fucking nothing.
Listen, I'm sorry, but I did like the interview when I was like feeling very, empathetic and like all of that kind of stuff. But I did not get the impression that you were fully healed and you were an expert to charge me anything for anything. Like even how to rely on God. Like, you're not finished. You have not overcome and come out on the other side to give me advice about anything. You might you can give me advice on signs to realize you're messing with the fuckboy. That might be a sign you can give me. But as far as healing and overcoming something, girl, bye. That's all I got.
There's so much work she has to do that this is not it. If you need a couple of coins, like I said, you could have documented your journey on YouTube. You could have done so many other things that would have been transparent, and you could have shown your way. You could have seen if you got a reality show with other people of Christian backgrounds that are dealing with similar issues and pitched it to somebody. And maybe you could have been on We TV, and we could have followed y'all journey of healing in a spirituality sense, right? And what does that look like? And how do you merge the two? You could have really did some other things, but to sit here and charge the people $7,000 is given scam likely. And it's extremely dangerous because people need to see licensed clinicians. And I'm really tired of people shitting on licensed clinicians by waking up one day thinking they fit to be a goddamn life coach or do packages. There is a reason why people are clinically trained to handle people's traumas. And we're not going to be using this time where people are open to go to therapy to capitalize off of that and be selling them back bullshit. Danae, do better. I had to get that out because that shit pissed me off when I saw it.
I'm with you.
I had to unfollow her on Instagram just because I didn't want to. I had just prayed the curse that you lifted off the internet away. You know what I'm saying? I was praying deep for you, and this is what I was like. Nope, I can't even follow you right now till you get your shit together.
I saw it. And I saw the price and just kind of clicked off like, yeah, right, girl. But again, I don't want any type of classes. I don't want any advice from Danae. Like, I was just rooting for you to come out on the other side and be great and be wonderful and all that. I don't want to purchase anything. Like, I don't want lessons or coaching. I don't want prayer. I don't want Bible study. I don't want anything. Like, I can still tell that you need to continue the cycle, the process.
Yeah, like you didn't come back with a lot of healing. What you came back with was some introspections of some of the things that you've done or allowed in your relationship. But you didn't come with real information to inform us of how to break out of these situations, how you're going to be better. You're still wearing it. We all can see you're still dealing with it.
I see you fully
because I know you don't even have a lawyer. You told us in the interview that he's handling the divorce. That's how I know you still ain't there. Because why would you allow your abuser to handle anything without representation? That's the way it came across when you said he's dealing with it. That's dumb. So again, there's still a lot of identity work, a lot of post-healing. Like, you need to figure out who you are without trauma. You got raped, then you got in this relationship. That is a lot. And you're a mother. You need some work.
It's not over. Like, I was very happy for the transparency. I was very happy for you starting the process of healing, but I did not come away from that interview like, oh my God, she is healed. She had came out. It was more so feeling bad for you than anything. So no, ma'am, I'm not.
It was more of a pity thing. We felt a little pity for you in a sense of, wow, we knew something was wrong, but really getting a full scope. Like, I feel sorry for you, but it wasn't you didn't give a sense of empowerment
at all
in that interview at all, ma'am. At all. It was still very low energy. And the way that it was presented, it was like we were sitting watching a trauma-filled movie.
Right. And we were giving you so much grace. We gave you so much grace. Like, but now you're doing too much. And again, that might just be because she was the one behind Derek. You could tell just the way she got her packages ready. She could help you. Like, oh yeah, you was doing all of that for him behind the scenes. I can see it. But
okay, and I'm glad you was Bernadine from Waiting to Exhale, and you worked behind your man for 11 years, and right? We could see her strengths, but it's just you're not that's just not it. And I personally feel like everything on her little link tree was overpriced. Them damn hoodies was overpriced. I don't like some of the terminology she uses, like we not outside, we in the church house. Girl, you was outside going upstairs passing other women. I just can't. I can't.
I'm outside. So Danae, I'm not buying something that's
it's something still inauthentic in her relationship with Christ that I don't feel like she fully gets.
And I don't know. I'm also not buying that she's over Derek and done. You know, like he asked for the divorce. He's the one that said, you know what, I'm ready to leave. I don't think that she's necessarily ready. So yeah. We'll keep following, but I'm not paying for any classes. That's no, absolutely not. It's not happening my way. Not buying a hoodie, not buying a Bible cover. Like no, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not. I agree. I don't know if she's fully over Derek. Honestly, she looked a little numb to it.
Yeah,
you know, a little like kind of it is what it is type of thing.
Yeah.
Like I said, it doesn't. Her healing it looks like the very beginning stage.
Yeah, it's the beginning.
And when you're at the beginning, you're still vulnerable, transparent, you're open because you're starting the process. You're just uncovering the wounds. And that's what that interview was giving.
Yeah.
You were not giving, this is how I came out of that.
And I'm ready to give advice to people for $7,000. Like, girl, bye.
And see, now this is again, we always come back to the points I made. Again, reason why number 22,047, why y'all gotta stop buying shit for people and they don't give you a reason of why they're qualified to be selling these goddamn packages and master classes and all these different things. There's really a lot of times there's not enough credentials to make you eligible to be given. You can't even advise me on what I'm cooking for dinner, sis. There's nothing that you can give right now in that capacity. But what you do and be great in is telling us her story. Mm-hmm. Continue to tell us your story and continue to update us on your healing, because a lot of people need to see that. A lot of people need to see that and understand how that works and how it goes through ups and downs, and you okay one day and not. She has so much potential. I'm going to go ahead and keep her in my thoughts and prayers, because Jesus has been telling me that I be giving up on his little bald head too quick. So, and he said, you can't give up on them because I ain't give up on you. And I say, touche, my nigga. So I got to keep on working. So I prayed for her yesterday. I unfollowed that hoe though, but I did say, you know, my prayer was kind of short though. Like, you might want to get her. Amen. It didn't have a whole lot in it because I was so disappointed that that's the way that you want to
So
go.
I'm not going to buy Danae Jackson's overpriced stuff, but what I do suggest you guys buy is Karma stuff that is on Amazon, because it is very reasonably priced, right? And it will actually help you if you are trying to heal, okay? Because you can write your thoughts down in these journals. And again, it is not overly priced, guys. She ain't trying to break your pockets. She's really trying to help y'all heal. So make sure y'all go to the links below. And she has a nice variety. I am going to seriously try to sit and get these organized so I can show y'all just the variety of all of them in a nice little slide presentation when we in these videos. But I'll be busy. But I'm gonna work on that. And then you guys can also check out my book. Danae, you probably could read this book. I'm really starting to think that chapter 2 and chapter 7 might work for you. So you guys can go to Amazon and get that as well. Guys, we coming back Wednesday, and we're coming back with another review for Housewives of Atlanta and Lovage Marriage Huntsville. And I'm really excited for this next one, because they both look like they're gonna be giving something.
They're gonna give us a little bit of what we might need to be gay.
Yeah.
So
and I'm asking
we'll talk more, and then maybe at that time we can talk about the ratings, because that's been hot topic too.
Yeah,
surrounding Roa and Love and Marriage Huntsville. So we'll see you guys on Wednesday.
All right, guys, we'll talk to y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.